This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. Today's Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go. We take today's global news and break down exactly who benefits and why. Let's get into it.
We start with the gist view. Today, we are looking at New York. Governor Kathy Hochul just signed a major executive order. It pauses environmental permits for new massive artificial intelligence data centers for a full year.
Specifically, this ban targets hyperscale centres drawing over 50 megawatts. For context, 50 megawatts is enough power for tens of thousands of homes. The Washington Post reports this is the first statewide freeze of its kind in the United States.
So who wins here? In the short term, state officials are protecting their political capital. If a giant data centre strains the power grid, local energy prices shoot up for everyday voters. And the catch is, these mega facilities don't actually employ many local people once they are up and running.
Exactly. But there is a massive trade-off. By blocking these facilities, New York is effectively turning away huge piles of tech investment. They are offshoring their slice of the booming artificial intelligence economy.
It is like blocking a new factory because you don't want the traffic, but losing out on the entire industry as a result. Plus, the ban penalises the most highly efficient tech operations, and it ignores New York's own failure to build more baseline power generation.
Right. Other states see the math differently. According to Forbes, Maine's governor vetoed a similar ban just a few months ago. They decided keeping that investment money in-state was worth the grid hassle. It is a classic clash. Officials are choosing immediate utility stability over the physical capital required for future growth.
Moving to the global overview, trade agreements are getting bumpy. The United States Trade Representative just announced they will not renew the United States MCA for its standard 16-year term.
The United States MCA is the massive free trade pact between the United States, Mexico and Canada. It replaced NAFTA. Instead of a long-term lock-in, the United States is forcing annual reviews. This means the whole deal could potentially expire in 2036.
Why do this? It is all about leverage. Constant reviews expose cross-border businesses to endless political friction. Think about the numbers. Chatham House notes that Mexico's average export tariff to the United States is just 3.4%. China's is 22%.
By keeping the trade deal hanging by a thread, United States policymakers hold maximum leverage over their neighbours. The structural uncertainty keeps the power firmly in Washington.
Speaking of capital flows, Wall Street is having a banner week. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup and Bank of America just posted record earnings from stock trading.
The Financial Times reports this is fueled by two massive hype engines. First, the ongoing artificial intelligence sector frenzy. Second, the recent SpaceX IPO, that is an initial public offering when a private company first sells stock to the public.
The big takeaway? The frontier of technology might be new, but the financial winners are the same old giants. Major traditional banks are successfully grabbing the enormous piles of cash generated by tech speculation.
Over in the Middle East, President Trump just backed away from a proposed 20% fee on cargo ships moving through the Strait of Hormuz. That is a vital waterway for global oil shipments.
The Wall Street Journal notes he dropped the fee in exchange for Gulf trade deals. This proves the tariff threat was just a tactical bargaining chip. But active United States-Iran missile exchanges are still happening. So the real physical risks to global supply chains remain very high.
Let's turn to the European perspective. Trade tensions with China are boiling over. European Union enforcer Denis Redonnet bluntly told European Parliament members that talking with Beijing is no longer enough.
Euronews reports the European Commission plans unilateral measures against Chinese imports. They want this done before an October deadline set by Commissioner Maroš Šefčovič. This means Brussels is bypassing the World Trade Organization, or WTO.
They are abandoning the usual rulebook to protect domestic companies. But there is a cost. This forces European consumers to pay higher prices. Everyday buyers end up subsidising industries that cannot compete on their own.
But there is a flip side. Chinese companies receive massive state subsidies. That artificially lowers their export prices. If Europe doesn't act, that unfair advantage threatens to permanently hollow out Europe's manufacturing base. It is a lose-lose choice for Brussels.
Over in Germany, we are seeing an artificial intelligence grid crunch, just like the one in New York. In the Rhine-Main region, citizens are heavily protesting new data centres.
German broadcaster ZDF reports the backlash is because these centres rely on fossil fuel power plants. Local resistance is prioritising immediate stability and environmental concerns. The consequence is a hard stop on the physical infrastructure needed for artificial intelligence growth.
Across the Channel, the United Kingdom House of Lords is getting a shake-up. A new inquiry proposes firing absentee peers. Those are basically lords who never show up to vote.
Politico Europe notes this is timed perfectly for the incoming United Kingdom Prime Minister Andy Burnham. By clearing out dormant politicians, Burnham removes procedural roadblocks. It is a clean move to consolidate legislative power before he even takes office.
Finally, Sciences Po, the prestigious French university, is exploring opening a campus in Brussels.
Why Brussels? Because it is the beating heart of European Union regulation. By planting a flag right next to the European Union's power centre, the school positions itself to capture ambitious students and their tuition money. They are literally embedding their academic brand into the regulatory hub. Let's take the temperature of the day. Across the board, we are seeing physical reality collide with technological ambition. Whether it's New York and Germany hitting the brakes on artificial intelligence data centres to protect their local power grids, or Brussels and Washington rewriting trade rules to shield their domestic industries, the common thread is clear. Governments are pulling up the drawbridges. They are securing short-term stability today, even if it means sacrificing the capital and infrastructure that fuels innovation tomorrow. The frontier might be digital, but the bottlenecks are brick, mortar, and electricity.
If you enjoyed today's breakdown and want to stay ahead of the curve, let us come to you. You can subscribe to the Gist newsletter for free, right in the show notes.
It's your daily edge in a shifting world. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.